What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on, and hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up, all right? Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what do my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's gonna turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero, you're ready to be a family hero. Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. It's gonna be some information that's gonna help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. And with that being said, you know how we get down over here on this channel. We talk about nothing but the bag. We talk about new scams, new fraud methods, new schemes that's going on. And a lot of people have been asking me about all of these new methods, all of these new scams and fraud, and what's the new wave, and what's this and what that, dark web this, dark web that. A lot credit this, credit that. A lot of people want to know how can they get the bag and how are people getting the bag, especially fast with these new scams and fraud. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about these new bank methods that's going on in today's world. Now, we didn't talk about check scams. We didn't talk about identity theft. We didn't talk about a lot of different scams. But a lot of people aren't talking about the VCN scam. Yeah, the VCN scam. What is a VCN scam? Well, the VCN scam is the virtual card um number. Well, VCN is a virtual card number, and it's the VCN scam, right? So a lot of people are figuring out a lot of different things, and people are scammers and fraudsters are figuring out how to get the VCN, the virtual card numbers, because they get that virtual card number, they can link that number or that information to that card to different phones or Androids and do a lot of different things. And do whatever somebody else would do, whatever any other scammer or fraudster would do. So a lot of people have been dealing with banks lately, from spoof calls, bots, um, a lot of different things, and people are figuring out how to get people's VCN virtual cards, link them to Android phones, throwaway phones, and withdraw money, spend, buy things, and different things. So, scammers can steal a person's virtual card number information through various cyber criminal techniques, including phishing and use malware. All right, and we didn't talk about malware and what that is, and we're gonna get to that. And exploiting data breaches. These methods are often used to gain access to details necessary to generate or use the VCN, which is the virtual credit card number. So, phishing and social engineering. So, scammers send fake emails, text messages, and make calls phishing, pretending to be from a legitimate source, such as bank or online retailer, to trick victims into revealing sensitive information like account details or full credit card numbers. So, basically, utilizing bots and utilizing information off the dark web, fools and things like that, banks databases. People can call and spoof call people to seem like it's the bank, and social engineer, trick or manipulate them into giving them that information. And believe it or not, people do it all the time. So people are using that method. Then you got the malware. So we all talked about malware, but we're going to talk about it again because I want people to really understand what's going on. So malware. Whoa. Malware is a malicious software such as keyloggers and spyware can be secretly installed onto a victim's device through malicious links and downloads. This malware can record keystrokes, take screenshots, and steal sensitive information as it is entered or transmitted. So basically, malware. Let's talk about malware. Malware can be a pop-up link, it can be an email, it can be a text message, it can be a lot of different things. And a lot of people click on these malware viruses that pop up on a computer. That's why we have antiviruses on our computer and stuff to block these type of things. But malware pops up, you click the link, and once you click the link, you're now affected, meaning that this link is the gateway to you having your information compromised on that computer. Or and once it's compromised, the scammer, the hacker, or the fraudster can now control everything and anything they want to control on that device that has accepted the malware. It could be an ATM, it can be somebody's computer, somebody's phone, a lot of different things. So malware is very, very powerful. It basically gives somebody the control to steal and compromise phones, laptops, you name it, light poles, anything they want to compromise and take over. So malware is the main method that hackers use to take over certain things and get certain information. So then you got data breaches, right? So hackers can target organizations that store large amounts of personal data, including credit card information. The stolen data from these breaches can then be sold on the dark web and used for scammers to commit fraud. So data breaches basically is when the scammers compromise the system, that data from that company, like I've been telling you guys before, and sell the information on the dark web. So that's what hackers do. They steal information and they sell it or using depending on the information that it is. So physical skimming devices. All right, criminals can install skimming devices on physical payment terminals such as ATMs or gas pumps to capture card details when the card is issued. Like I tell you, skimmers can be almost on every POS machine. So you got to check these POS machines to make sure there ain't no skimmers on there, because there's a lot of skimmers out here in the world and people don't know about skimmers. They don't know where they are, so they're not going to be aware of where to check and when to check. So people got to start looking out for these skimmers, because these skimmers is everywhere. Now, this method right here that I'm about to talk about, this method right here is probably the one that's on the rise, because at the end of the day, the world works off Wi-Fi. Everybody needs Wi-Fi, or we have the weakest signals. So unsecured Wi-Fi networks, scammers can snoop and on activity over unsecured public Wi-Fi networks, potentially intercepting sensitive information if not encrypted. So basically, this is how that works. So let's say a scammer, a fraudster, or a hacker is at your local public wherever that has public Wi-Fi. And let's say the Wi-Fi is, I don't know, Gateway Mall, free Wi-Fi, right? So the scammer or the fraudster might go to the mall and create their own Wi-Fi network called Gateway Free Net Wi-Fi. And people are going to believe that this Wi-Fi is the free Wi-Fi for this area. So they're going to click it. They're going to, hook up, quote unquote, try to get the free Wi-Fi. Once they click that and hook on to that Wi-Fi, or that network or that system, their phone is now compromised because they have connected to that network. So the hacker can now compromise any information off their phone, do whatever that they want to do to that phone, lock it, jam it, whatever. And by them doing this, they can get into people's wallets on their phone and get those digital cards and information that's on there. So people have been getting compromised a lot by these free Wi-Fi, especially by malls and different places where you're going to need Wi-Fi because it's a lot going on, and people have been basically getting scammed with the free Wi-Fi and getting their information compromised. So you got to start being more safe when you're clicking on free Wi-Fi. Then you got the physical theft and documents and mail. Scammers may go through the individual's trash for discarded bank statements or bills, or steal mail from unlocked mailboxes and find personal details. So once they have the necessary information, scammers may be able to generate or use the associated VCN for fraudulent purchase or other criminal activities. So people are figuring out ways how to get people's virtual cards and the information off their phones by utilizing jammers or Wi-Fi signals, intercepting networks and signals. Listen, these things are real, and and they're making it easier for the average Joe to be able to commit these type of methods and type of scams and schemes because of the new generation, the new world, the evolution of everything. So We all know about these tools that's out here, flipping zeros, cold dots, raspberry pis. There's so many different ones out here that people never even heard of or never even seen. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there, because if you're not, you won't know what to look out for. Your mind won't be looking out for you and under recognize scams before they happen, and you might become a victim. So with that being said, make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock to monitor all your financial and social media accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on, and then monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is on there floating around for anybody to buy, for you to become a victim. So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock. Make sure you guys are freezing all three of your credit bureaus, the credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If it's frozen, nobody can get anything in your name, not even you. So make sure you guys are freezing those, and make sure you guys are getting new credit card and debit card every so often. We use these cards everywhere, and we have for so long. And just think about all the data breaches, compromises that's going on in this world right now. So once we get new cards, new information, it's a fresh start, and the old information no longer be valid. All right, so make sure you guys get new credit card and debit cards with new information every so often. And with that being said, man, it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on in this real crazy world that we all are living in. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there is tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limited gyms are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing them for 600. Yes, 600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all booking y'all seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 250. Ask me and get help with anything that y'all want to get help with, so don't miss out on that. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on a month-long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App Millionaire Network. Still look for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the all notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, IGs, and TikToks. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives, and make sure y'all getting in where y'all fit in with these loads. All right, these load ups, 120 and up, Cash App for Bitcoin payment, which is on your balance. Send me a screenshot, let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.